Hi, grade fives. We are starting unit 7 now, so this is the first lesson. We're looking at the difference between first-hand and second-hand data. So what are they? Well, first-hand data is any information that you collect on your own. So if you do a research project, you start researching something, or you're making observations, any information you find on your own is first-hand data. On the other hand, second-hand data is when anybody else finds information and you're using it. So whether it's your brother, your sister, your friend, or more accurately, if it comes from a book or the internet, that's all secondhand data, meaning that you weren't the one who collected it, you're just using it. Okay, so let's take a look at a couple examples. If we wanted to figure out what the temperature would be all next week, firsthand data, what you could do is you could go outside every day and look at your thermometer. Or if it's in your window, maybe you can look at it from your kitchen or whatever. You look at your thermometer and you're gonna write down what the temperature is. So on Monday, we go outside, it's 8 degrees. On Tuesday, it's 12. On Wednesday, 14. Thursday, 15. Friday, drops back down to 7. Saturday, it's, let's say 8. And Sunday, we're back up to 15, okay? You went outside every day. Presumably, you went outside at the same time every day, but obviously there's gonna be some variance, and you found and wrote down the temperature. That's your data, that's firsthand. Secondhand data, now instead of going outside every day, instead you just checked the weather app on your phone, and it told you some information, and it gave you pretty similar numbers, maybe a little bit different, because they would probably come up with an average for the day rather than just checking once. So let's go like this. And that's the information that came out of your weather app on your phone. You can see that they're a little bit different, but one is firsthand, you collected it. The other one is secondhand, you got it from somewhere else, some other source. So when would we use firsthand data? When we use secondhand data? Well, usually when we do firsthand data, it's because the information is more personal to us. So if you look at these two examples now, are there more boys or girls in my family? Well, I probably wouldn't be able to find a secondhand data source like on the internet. I couldn't Google how many boys and girls are in my family because Google doesn't know that. Well, maybe it does, but anyways, that's usually a first-hand data situation. However, I could ask my wife, for example, she would know that secondhand, but she'd probably look at me funny like, why do you not know this? So first-hand data, are there more boys or girls in my family? I could collect this information. I could say, well, there's me, that's it, one boy, and there's my wife and my daughter, that's 2 girls, so then I have my first-hand data. Second-hand data, usually it's when something is more broad, it's not personal to you, maybe a bigger category, something you couldn't count yourself. You might as well just look it up, and there'd be answers online. For example, are there more boys or girls in Regina? I don't know that. I can't go out and count all the boys and girls in Regina. I'd never be able to tell. So what I could do is I could look at a census. So I have here a census of, this was back in 2006, the age groups in, the boys and girls in Regina, well, male and female, there were, let's see here, you have to go up a little bit to see this, 116,885 males in Regina in 2016, and females there was 119,600. So roughly there were about 3,000 more females than males in 2016. Now the reason why I keep saying 2016, that was the last census that was taken in Regina, and so they'll do a census every number of years, probably one coming up pretty soon, where they'll go out and they'll poll everybody in Regina for information. And so in 2016 there were 236,485 people, and of those, there were slightly more females than males, but it was pretty close. Roughly speaking, it was 3,000 different. So if I go back to this slide here, do you remember the numbers? It was about 119,000. I'm going to estimate here because I forget, and 116,000. Okay, and that's my secondhand data. So hopefully that helps you with the assignment, the difference between firsthand and secondhand data. You should be able to complete Unit 7, Lesson 1 in your workbook. And if you're looking on the schedule, I also attached some questions in your textbook that most of you should try just for a little bit of extra work. And that's it for today. I look forward to seeing you guys soon.